Hello students, in this video I am going to tell you the short summary of the play Macbeth. We all know very well that Macbeth, it is regarded one of the four famous tragedies of William Shakespeare. As far as the theme of the play is concerned, Macbeth is the general in the army of Duncan, who is the king of Scotland. Macbeth and Banquo, they go to participate in a battle that is being fought against some rebels and also the king of Norway. As the play starts, we come to know that three witches, they meet at a deserted place. They express their intention. They say, fair is foul and foul is fair. This line of the play is very famous line. This very line shows the intentions of the witches. It means those things which are good for the people, they are bad for the witches. On contrary, those things which are bad for the people, they are good for the witches. Witches are considered the element of darkness, so they can never think for the benefit of human beings. They always think about the destruction, about the harms and troubles of human beings. These three witches, they say to one another that next time they will meet when the present battle which is going on will be completed. Now, Macbeth and Banquo, they get victory in the battle against their rival and also the king of Norway. They are returning. So on the way, these three witches meet them. These three witches, they predict about Macbeth, and their predictions do not come true completely. First, the witches, they address Macbeth saying, Thane of Glamis. The second witch addresses Macbeth saying, the Thane of Cawdor. And then they predict that in future, Macbeth will also become the king of Scotland. Banquo, who is the close friend of Macbeth, he wants to ask different types of questions from the witches. He wants to ask from where they have got this information. He wants to ask whether their predictions will be true or not. And he also asks from the witches why they have not predicted anything for Banquo. So the witches, they say, they predict that Banquo will not become the king of Scotland, but he will be the father of the king of Scotland. So this prediction made by witches creates a conflict between Macbeth and his friend Banquo. Macbeth begins to think that Banquo is his greatest enemy because he thinks that his son Fleance will become the king of Scotland after Macbeth. As Macbeth and Banquo, They move further. On the way, Macbeth has been informed that he has been conferred the post of Thane of Cawdor. Now its reason is this, that king had just come to know, King of Scotland, whose name is Duncan, he had just come to know that Thane of Cawdor, he had a hand, he helped the rebels. And so he gives an order that the Thane of Cawdor should be beheaded, and this title should be given to Macbeth. Macbeth and King Duncan, they are cousins. So when Macbeth is informed that he has been given the title Thane of Cawdor, he has become the Thane of Cawdor. He becomes very much happy, and his faith in witches becomes strong. He begins to dream that in future he will also become the King of Scotland. He sends a letter to his wife Lady Macbeth, and he mentions everything to Lady Macbeth. He also mentions his meeting with the witches and all the predictions which were done by witches. As soon as Lady Macbeth, she receives this letter, she also becomes ambitious. She becomes over ambitious. She also begins to dream to be the Queen of Scotland. Macbeth comes to his palace. When King Duncan comes to know that he has got victory, he becomes very much happy, and he decides to stay for one night in the castle of Macbeth. Duncan comes. He is given warm welcome. Lady Macbeth and Macbeth, they make a plan to kill Duncan. Lady Macbeth, she is considered the fourth witch of this play. She instigates Macbeth, she prompts Macbeth to go and kill Duncan. So, while Duncan is sleeping, during the night Duncan is sleeping, Macbeth, he comes and he kills Duncan. He stabs him with a dagger. And at the same time, when he kills Duncan, at the same time, he hears a warning that someone is saying to him that Macbeth, you have killed a sleeping king. Now you can never sleep in your life. Macbeth is very much horrified. He comes and tells his wife, Lady Macbeth, about everything. Lady Macbeth, she says that he should not think about such type of thing. And she gives some water to Macbeth, and she advises Macbeth to wash the spots of the blood from his hand. Next day, in early morning, Macduff, who is the trusty thane of the king, he comes, and when he comes, he finds that king has been murdered. He goes and gives this information to everyone. When the sons of Duncan, Malcolm and Donalbain, when they come to know that their father has been murdered, they are very much horrified, and they think that the person who has killed their father, that may also kill them. So they are so much terrified. that they run away from Scotland. Malcolm goes to England and his brother Donalbain, he goes to Ireland. Now what happens, as Macbeth is the cousin of Duncan, so Macbeth is declared the king of Scotland. Macbeth now becomes a confirmed believer in witches. Now a function is organized. He goes and he gives invitation to Banquo to come and to participate in this function, because it is the coronation ceremony of Macbeth. Banquo says that he has some important work, so he will come very late at night. Now Macbeth, he begins to think that Banquo is his greatest enemy. And his son is also the greatest enemy, because he thinks that all the three predictions of the witches have come true. So the fourth prediction which they made regarding the son of Banquo will also prove true. So he wants to kill Banquo and his son Fleance. He orders the killers to go and to kill Banquo and his son Fleance. The killers, they go and they kill Banquo, but Fleance runs away. When Macbeth is informed that Banquo has been killed but his son has run away, he is not very much happy. He is in the function, he is addressing the guests. At the same time, he realizes that the ghost of Banquo is sitting on his seat on which he is about to sit. He is very much horrified and he starts behaving in a very abnormal manner. All the guests, they are surprised to see this strange behavior of Macbeth. At the same time, Lady Macbeth, she comes and she tells everyone that Macbeth, he has been suffering from this disease for a long time. Often he begins to behave in such a way. He settles everything properly. Now what happens? Macbeth, he again goes to witches. And witches, they are busy in different types of supernatural activities. Macbeth wants to know about his future. So the witches, they again predict that Macbeth should be aware, he should be careful of Macduff. They also predict that Macbeth will not die until the boots of Burnham start moving towards the Dunciad Hills. And the witches also predict that Macbeth will not be killed by that person who is born in a natural way. Now Macbeth thinks that no one can kill him. He starts torturing the people. He starts exploiting the people. And then he thinks that Macduff is the greatest enemy of him, because witches, they have done this preparation that he must be careful of Macduff. So he again sends the killers to kill Macduff. Macduff comes to know about it and he runs away to England. When he goes to England, he meets Malcolm, the son of Duncan, who has been already killed by Macbeth. When the killers, they reach the house of Macduff, they don't find Macduff there. They find his wife, Lady Macduff, and his son. So they kill his wife and his son. When Macduff reaches England, and meets Malcolm. Malcolm thinks that Macbeth has been sent by Macbeth, and Macbeth wants to deceive him. But when Malcolm comes to know that his wife and his son have been killed by the killer sent by Macbeth, then Malcolm believes. Now Malcolm, Macbeth, they seek assistance from the King of England and they form a powerful army and they start moving towards Scotland. Now what happens here? During this period, most of the officers, they come to know about the evil deeds of Macbeth, because Lady Macbeth, she becomes the patient of sleepwalking, and during the sleep she expresses all those crimes which were committed by Macbeth and Lady Macbeth herself. So everyone comes to know that Duncan was murdered by Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Everyone comes to know all the crimes committed by Macbeth and his wife. So mostly officers, journals, they become angry to Macbeth, but they have no courage to come and to face him boldly. Now what happens? At the same time, Macbeth is informed that a powerful army is coming from England towards Scotland, and Macbeth should be ready for fighting. So Macbeth, he orders his officers to be ready, because Malcolm and Macduff, they are leading a huge army that is marching towards Scotland. So the soldiers, they hold the branches of tree in their hands and they hide themselves behind those branches of the tree and they start moving very slowly. Now when Macbeth comes to know that the boots have started moving, he is very much surprised. He can't believe over his eyes, and he comes and he sees that boots are really moving towards the Dunsinane Hills. At the same time, he receives a bad news that his wife, Lady Macbeth, has died. So Macbeth, now he begins to think that his end is very near, and this army which is approaching will sure kill him. But still he is not ready to believe that anyone can kill him. A powerful fighting takes place. A powerful battle takes place. Nobody is able to kill Macbeth. Then at last, Macduff comes before Macbeth. Macbeth says that Macduff is wasting his time. He cannot kill him because it has been predicted by the witches. Anyone who is born naturally cannot kill him. Then Macduff, he gives this information to Macbeth that he was not born in a natural way. He was taken out of the womb of his mother by some artificial means. So Macbeth should be careful. Now Macbeth is completely disappointed. And in this battle, Macbeth is killed. After the death of Macbeth, Malcolm is declared the King of Scotland. So students, it is the story of Macbeth. I have told you the short summary, and I think if you listen it properly, you can get the complete idea of the theme of the play. Thanks.